Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here once again, and it feels like it has been forever and a day ago since I had been on here and recorded a video. They didn't record or they didn't air the last week's Housewives or anything because of the Oscars and all that good stuff. And I've just been multitasking, doing a whole lot of stuff. But starting today, videos are gonna start coming out more often because even though the Housewives are ending, the finale is next week, we still have the whole 3-part reunion, which I know is gonna be some fuckery and bullshit. So they're gonna be that. Of course, they got the Potomac Hoes, which were once again more interesting than the Atlanta Housewives. I don't know what. I did not foresee this coming. I thought the Potomac was just gonna be a cute little innocent show, but shit, I'm halfway more interested in them hoes than the Atlanta bitches. But we'll get to them in the next video. And also, for those of you who are fans of RuPaul's Drag Race, season 8 airs tonight, so you'll get a review of that tomorrow morning in the early afternoon after the Untucked has come up on YouTube, so I can talk about both because the Untucked is where all the good shit goes down. But anyway, so that's just a quick rundown of how this channel is about to go. So let's go ahead and get into this Housewives. Honestly, I don't expect this video to be much more than 5 minutes because this episode was filler and boring as all the fucks that there could ever be. I was highly considering just skipping this one because there's really not much to really delve much into, but we're gonna try. Just because I haven't done a video in a while, we're gonna talk about just a couple things and maybe elaborate on it and ask some questions we can answer in the comments. Okay. So we start off where Kandi and her mom and Todd are going off to the doctor, where they finally find out that they're gonna have a boy and whatnot. And she starts talking about they start talking about names and features and whatnot. And she says that she hopes that since Todd is a nice looking young man, she hopes that she gets some of his features to the baby. But I think she kind of secretly hopes that he's their child is a little bit taller than Todd is. Because and this is actually a discussion that I had with my cousin the other night, where she's dating someone who they look at each other about eye level, but when she puts heels on, she's has maybe an inch or two above him. And for most women, I found that that's sort of an issue. Whereas I get it. I get people, like, women like to look up at their man and kiss their man looking up and all that stuff. I get that, but I feel like you don't want to sacrifice somebody who actually treats you well for somebody who's just taller than you. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want and I know I'm just going way off tangent here, but that just came to my mind. Like, don't let somebody's insignificant physical feature like that overshadow if they're actually like a good person. Because the person that's probably tall or whatever could treat you like shit, and their height isn't gonna make you feel better. So that's just a quick little tangent about that. But I think Kandi's got that idea down, because he's not really that tall, but he treats her really well and finally gets along with her mom. So I think that all works out. And they did the test. The baby is fine. She talks about the name Ace Wells Tucker. I'm cool with the first and last name, of course, but that Wells part to me kind of throws it off. But again, if you just want a happy and a healthy baby, but Wells, it just seems like Ace Tucker within of itself fits. But I guess if you want to have a middle name, go with it. But it's just kind of like, it is what it is. But congratulations to them for actually giving birth to the baby. I think they gave birth like in mid-January, I believe. It wasn't that far into the new year. But let's see, where are we at? I'm gonna leave Phaedra for last, because I think that's gonna be the core meat of this video. Kenya and Matt talk about just basically relationship compatibility. And what she is appreciating is that how this time, because if they flash back to 3 years ago when she was dating Walter, and how she said, you know, after we've been dating for so long, I probably have his blood test, his social security number, his address, his kid's address, his mom's address, everything that you can think to know about a person, I probably would have it. And she says, well, basically being that crazy didn't work. And so she's trying, you know, a more slow and steady approach. She's not really telling her family much about Matt at this point. Like she was there with her auntie, and they were at her house, and she was talking about how, you know, the aunt says, well, by then you would have told me everything there is to know about a guy, but now this time you're not really telling me much of anything. You know, I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what's going on with him. And she's just trying to be like, you know, I'm trying to take things slow. He seems to be, you know, appreciative. They sit down and have a conversation about kids and marriage, and they said that their timelines are kind of aligning well. He says that he wants to have children within the next maybe year to 2 years. Kenya talks about she's not a spring chicken no more, but she explains how, you know, in the past, most men, after women start going into that whole spiel about, oh, I have a short time, or, oh, you know, I'm trying to have kids within the next 15 minutes, you know, men kind of, you know, check out. But he says, you know, Matt didn't budge. He's like, you know, we're on the same page so far. And even though there's that whole age difference, he seems to be, you know, willing to work with Kenya. And she's kind of like, this might actually be the one. And what's crazy is how when we feel like we find the one, or we think we have found the one, we get scared. And it's interesting. It was like, why do we get scared? I guess it's because we don't want to ruin it. We don't want, you know, to just fuck it up in any kind of way. So we don't want, you know, to lose that one, because if we lose that one, we don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? And here he is with this toy again. I want y'all to see here. Look. I hope this thing, look. So y'all know what's about to happen after that. But yeah, I think, you know, Matt so far has been a really good match for Kenya. He sort of held his own even with the other gentlemen and the husbands of the group. So I appreciate, you know, I think that's nice. It's finally good to see Kenya get somebody. You know, shit. Everybody needs somebody, even Kenya's so crazy ass. Let's see. Portia had her whole lingerie shoot and all that good whatnot business. And whatever. Oh, whatever. And of course, Phaedra had to update Kandi about all the shit that went on with, where did they go again? Jamaica. I forgot where they went. I say, where did they have this trip? I was about to say Florida or something. But she talked about how Nene was there and how the issue came between Cynthia, Kenya, and Nene, and how so he's just gonna get vocal. Okay, now I am gonna take him out, but he's about to get there and get vocal on that ass, and we ain't having that. Alright. Always when I press record, you be acting up. But anyway, Phaedra gave Kandi the tee up on that and just everything that happened with the Jamaica trip. And we can go ahead and finish this up with Phaedra and her whole situation about visiting Apollo with the kids and whatnot. So she gets word, I believe, that the Apollo has moved to a new facility called Fort Dix, which is, we're not even going to make that joke about a prison named Fort Dix. So we're just gonna, even though it's not spelled the same way, we're just gonna go and just not even go there. So I believe it's in Philadelphia, because I saw the street signs by the Philadelphia International Airport, and they took a ride, and they're riding there, and she's talking with her mom, trying to figure out, you know, try to handle this whole situation emotionally, because I guess she hasn't seen Apollo in a long time. The kids haven't seen Apollo in about a year. And she just doesn't know how the experience of bringing your toddlers, roughly, to a federal prison filled with inmates. And, you know, she doesn't want anything, you know, to scar the children for life. You know, perfectly well, understood concerns of the parents. And she talks about how everybody else had such a problem with, not bringing the kids to see Apollo sooner. Whereas she was like, well, nobody else has bothered to check on the kids, ask anything about the kids, visit much. But they had a whole lot to say about what she was supposed to do with her kids. So she was like, well, bitch, you can mind your own goddamn business, because if you're not paying any bills over here, you can kiss my whole entire ass. Okay? So they get to Fort Dix. I'm trying not to make that joke, y'all. But they get to Fort Dix, and they said that the cameras were not allowed in the facility, which made sense, because I thought about that. I'm about to say, are they about to put all these people on blast? Are they about to have to blur out everybody's face in that facility other than Apollo's? But when they got out, Phaedra was talking about how she was kind of weirded how they didn't... when the kids saw their father, they weren't really like as excited as they thought that they would be. And but Miss Paula was very nice, very interested to see her. Oh, not her, but the kids, because he hadn't seen the younger one. I believe his name is Dylan, who started karate and everything since he'd been gone. And Phaedra tried to get him to sign them papers for the divorce. He said he wasn't having it. So now she's just like, now I gotta deal with this bullshit even longer, because he doesn't want to cooperate, and it's just going to be this whole big ordeal. She should have known it wasn't going to be that easy, because being married to you, Phaedra, is technically like Apollo's check. Or he's still getting money from that, which you probably need to put in his little commissary or on his books to get him out. So he ain't going to let you go, not without a fight. But honestly, that was pretty much the whole episode, y'all. Like, there really wasn't much to it. I think they're going to save most of it for the finale. I guess when... I don't know if they specified, did Phaedra call the cops to get Apollo's stuff from Kandi's house? Or what? But I guess it's some little Christmas party that they're having. Kenya's dressed as the Grinch. And even though, it is what it is, the makeup did look kind of nice. I kind of appreciated the look. But yeah, that's going to be the finale, and I am kind of ready for this season to be over with, because at this point it's just kind of dragging on and on and on. But yeah, so we're about to end this video, and I'm about to go and talk about these Potomac codes, because I have something to say about that beach shit that they did. So make sure y'all leave a comment, and on this one, if you haven't already, please press that subscribe button so we can go ahead and talk about these Potomac codes. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait. Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.